Yes, fight fans, body and mind sports, my people. You are fully appreciated in this round, my guys. My people. Well, let's start with Floyd, Schofield, and Tevin Farmer. What the hell happened there? you know, um, man. Well, we'll talk about the fight, but after Schofield now, dropping Farmer in just one round and stopping him. Well, his record now, the 22-year-old's record, now uplifted to 19 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws, their incoming via KO. Farmer, 34 years old, with a record 33 wins, 9 losses, 1 draw, 8 via KO. So only 8 via KO for the 34-year-old, who is somewhat not in his prime, I would have to say. So he takes a hit on his record after Schofield, like I said, stopped him in just one round, totally obliterated him, dropped him twice before the referee jumped in to stop the fight, my guys, my people. The first time, Schofield actually feinted what looked like a left hook. Then he came in with the right that caught Farmer flush on the chin, and he went down like a sack of potatoes. He did get up, tried to make it look like he was okay, but you could tell from his eyes he wasn't all the way there, my guys, my people. And Schofield, well, he followed up with a barrage of punches coming in various angles. Farmer just couldn't see where the punches were coming from. He got dropped again, my guys, my people. And when he got up the second time, Schofield followed up with a left hook that had Farmer looking like he wanted to turn away and he just wanted to cover up. I felt at that point the referee felt sorry for him and waved the fight off. So great call by the referee and a great win for Schofield, my guys, my people. But tell me, tell me that you predicted this fight to go exactly this way. For Schofield to obliterate Farmer and stop him in one round. I would have said you were crazy. Nobody saw this coming. Let's be real, nobody saw this coming. I can't think of one soul that even actually thought that Schofield was going to win. How about that? How about that, my guys? My people. However, if you had told me that Schofield, he could win, maybe not in this fashion, but he could win, that wouldn't be totally far-fetched. That would be being realistic, right? Because after all, Schofield, he is the younger, fresher fighter, a lot of power, very explosive, and he's got skill sets of his own. However, there are a lot of holes to his game. One thing, he is a bit quite top heavy, very clumsy, my guys, my people. So not the best balance, as I've seen previously. His timing not all the way there, and he makes a lot of mistakes, so there's a lot there to exploit, just like we saw in the Giron fight. Rene Giron, who dropped Schofield in the 11th round of their fight. Yes, Schofield did win via unanimous decision, but Giron, who is nowhere near a world level fighter, nowhere near a top tier fighter, troubled Schofield a lot in that fight, gave him a hell of a lot of trouble. And guess what, Giron is nowhere near on the level of a Tevin Farmer. Despite what Tevin Farmer's record looks like, he is a former champion in the super featherweight division, and since heading up to lightweight, he has shown that he has enough power to trouble any top tier fighter, just like he did with William Zepeda, dropping Zepeda in their first fight. Yes, Zepeda won that fight via split decision, and in the rematch, Zepeda won via majority decision. But such was the closeness of that contest, had some people believing that Farmer won. Farmer won, my guys, my people. That is what they say. I'm not one of those people, but yes, it was very close, and it was enough to convince me and a lot of people that if Farmer can do that against Zepeda, who we think definitely beat Schofield, then Farmer would definitely beat Schofield as well, skill wise, right? And we just got it totally wrong. We got it totally wrong. How we got it wrong? Look, Farmer, right one thing we missed about Farmer, yes, he's ring savvy, very clever in the ring, but he gets hit a lot. In the Zepeda fight, he got hit a lot. He's easy to find, you know. Yeah, Schofield didn't even give him any time. Found him quickly and took him out, my guys. So great win for Schofield and a great comeback after he ran away from Shakur in February, my guys, my people. When he you know, when he opted out of that fight with Shakur, given no real logical reason except that he was ill. Up until this day, no proof of him being ill, and his father even launching absurd accusations at Team Shakur that Shakur's team poisoned Schofield, my guys. That man is absolutely bonkers, my guys. Totally crazy. But yes, good win for Schofield. He is now a sure contender in the division, number 2 under the WBA, you know. So not far from Tank Davis, who is the WBA champion. Let's see what he can do, because this is a sure notice. He has now got a world level operator's name on his record, my guys, my people, and it looks like he's a threat in the division, you know, just to keep things short. Now, with that said, let's move on to the next one. Zurdo beating Dorticos via unanimous decision to take the now 34-year-old Zurdo's on record to 48 wins, 1 loss, 0 draws, 30 via KO. As for Dorticos, who is 39 years old, his record now at 27 wins, 3 losses, 0 draws, and 25 via KO, my guys, my people. Coming into this fight, right, I've never really been too impressed with Dorticos' style, to tell you the truth. It's more power. He has power, and he is super powerful, very heavy-handed. 90-something% KO to win ratio. Now that is super powerful, more powerful than Zurdo, let's put it that way. And he's more powerful than Opetaia, you know, who is rather very speedy, athletic, explosive. That is where his power comes from, you know. And with this win over Dorticos, let me tell you this. I believe Zurdo, he beats Opetaia. I believe he beats Opetaia. Now, this was not Zurdo's best performance. He started very slow. He fought Dorticos' fight, you know, stood in the trenches. They banged it out, you know, just went toe-to-toe with one another. Dorticos being on the front foot, but not relentless. Yeah, and Zurdo neither trying to use angles like he was doing in the Chris Williams-Smith fight, where that was the fight, that performance there impressed me. He was really Zurdo in that fight there. He was a lot faster, it seemed, and very clever in the ring in that fight. With this fight here, he just went toe to toe with Dorticos. Just went toe to toe, and it was a matter of who was smarter and who was landing more and the more cleaner shots. And that was Zurdo. That was what won him the fight ultimately. Dorticos, who got deducted a point in the 10th round after hitting Zurdo with 3 consecutive low blows, my guys. And he had a warning previously, so yes, he had to lose a point, my guys, my people. But Zurdo, he really started picking it up from like 7th round. I guess at that point he must have known that the fight was pretty close, and as soon as he picked it up, he more or less ran away with it. Not that he was not getting caught. He was getting caught because he was just right there in front of Dorticos. But yes, he had more volume to his punches, and his punches a lot more cleaner, a lot more crispier. But Dorticos, you could tell that every time he hit Zurdo, he could feel it, boy, because those punches were very heavy, super heavy. And Zurdo, he has got a granite chin. It's not the first time we've seen it. We even saw it in the Williams-Smith fight. Yes, Williams-Smith is not the hardest hitter, but if he can take Dorticos's punch, he can definitely take Opetaia's, and I will tell you that for free. For real, my guys, my people. Jai Opetaia, like I said, very athletic and whatnot. But he is a very skillful fighter, very gifted fighter. Not very technically sound though, I have to say. He's quite open to get hit. He's quite open to get hit. He rushes sometimes, just like it did against David Nika. Got wobbled in that fight. My guys, my people. His fight against Marius Bradis had his jaw nearly torn off in that fight, and these are fights that Jai Opetaia won. You know, one other weakness, he gets tired as the fight goes along. The latter rounds, because he just works himself way too. He just exerts himself. Everything is thrown with power and mean intensity, right? And yeah, he gets tired, man, and that is an issue that Zurdo doesn't have. He doesn't have any stamina issues. He can go all the way 12 rounds without a problem, and that is how I think Zurdo catches Jai Opetaia. The fact that he's got a great chin, and he's got great stamina, my guys, my people, and he's a skillful fighter. Skill for skill, I don't know who's the better skilled, because it depends what fight Zurdo fights. It depends what fight. If he fights like the Chris William Smith fight, the angles, the boxing IQ that he showed in that fight, then then Opetaia's got extra problems, my guys, my people. Zurdo, I'm noticing that he does he have a better resume in the cruiserweight division than Jai Opetaia? Yes, Opetaia has beat Marius Bradis, but who else? Jack Massey, right? Claudio Squayo, David Nika? No. Dorticos would annihilate all of those fighters, I reckon, aside from Bradis, who has beat Dorticos before. He's beat Dorticos before. The other fighter to actually beat Dorticos via majority decision. So Dorticos is not a slouch. He's definitely not a slouch. The other fighter Dorticos lost to before Zurdo was Murat Gassiev. And this is quite some time ago as well. So he's only lost to the very best. Gassiev, former champion. And of course Bradis. Even Dorticos himself has been a former champion in the division. Who did he defeat to get that championship title? Yeah, he fought Andrew Tabiti in 2019 for the vacant IBF. I think that is when Usyk left the division and vacated all titles, I believe. Yeah, 2019. So he's been a champion. He has been a champion, my guys, my people. So Dorticos is not a slouch, my guys, my people. At the end of the fight, Zurdo Ramirez, it did call out Jai Opetaia, which I was surprised, says, I am the king in the division. If you want to fight, call me. It says call me, my guys, my people. Opetaia, who said he was going to be there, the word is that he was actually at the event, but he didn't confront Zurdo as he said he would, possibly because Zurdo himself went out of his way to call out Jai Opetaia. But later on, my guys, and I did predict this, that Jake Paul is going to beat Chavez Jr. Not only that, but he was going to call out Zurdo after his fight. And that's exactly what he did. Called out Zurdo. Him and Zurdo in the post presser, I've already had a face-off. He told Zurdo, yes, you're a very good fighter, but you're very, very slow. Which is true, he was quite slow in this fight, but still faster than the cruiserweights that he has fought so far, I would have to say. Zurdo, very big for the division though, man. I mean, I'm not big for the division, but I'm wondering how did he make 160 pounds, where he started his career. Moved from there to 168, then to cruiserweight. Former champion at 168 as well. Now unified champion in the cruiserweight division, my guys, my people. So yeah, Jake Paul, it looks like he might get a title shot if Zurdo fights him before he fights Opetaia, right? Zurdo will take that fight because there will be huge money involved. You know, Paul won't be offering Mickey Mouse for that fight. You know, so yeah, I think we're going to get Paul versus Zurdo, like I predicted, my guys, my people. They've already had a face-off. They've already had a face-off. Just some early promotional stunt there by those two fighters. Okay, my people, that concludes the last of the fights in the undercard of the main event, Jake Paul and Chavez Jr. that I will be taking a look at, my guys, my people. So now straight to the main event. Jake Paul defeating Chavez Jr. via unanimous decision, as I predicted to the T, my guys, my people. In fact, I can't believe so many people picked Jake Paul to lose this fight. What, they thought Chavez Jr., who's totally washed, to beat a very much improved Jake Paul and still improving? I think a lot of boxing purists, they just can't see that Jake Paul has improved simply because he just pissed them off a lot with what he's done in the sport. Coming in as a YouTuber with a ready-made fan base, not taking the orthodox route of progression in the sport. All right, instead he's bid on himself, and he's made it all about getting paid a lot of money at the end of the day, not about you know, achievements in the sport. Right? That he's just done brilliant matchmaking, my guys, my people, to increase his popularity, to increase his bank account. That's all he's done, putting himself up against legendary MMA fighters that have their own following that he can beat and add to his own following, against boxers, well, a boxer such as Tyson, such as Tommy Fury. Yes, he lost that fight, but he gained much popularity from it because Tommy Fury is a popular fighter. He's a popular fighter, my guys, my people. And then the most diabolical one, the legend in Mike Tyson. At 56 years old, he took on Mike Tyson, my guys, my people, which is absolutely crazy. Was that even ethical? But he got more popular for it and got paid huge. His biggest payday was from Mike Tyson. Crazy, my guys, my people. Now, so yeah, a lot of people are pissed off with Jake Paul. They want him to lose so badly that they can't see him winning against a washed up Chavez. Chavez, who since becoming a world champion in the middleweight division, right, defended that championship 3 times, WBC World Championship, once against Andy Lee. That was his last successful defense. You might also say that was Chavez's last hurrah. Between 2011 and 12, that was. Since then, it's just been downhill for Chavez. It's just been downhill. Lost the title after Andy Lee to Sergio Martinez. And from then, all his losses, he just has not even tried to win them. Showed no ambition to win at all in any of those 7 losses that he's had in his career. And that even includes the Jake Paul fight. Right? This is a quitter. Let's be real about that. Chavez Jr. is a quitter. He's someone that loves to check out. He checked out in his fight against Fanfara. I can't remember the first name, but Fanfara retired him in his corner. In the Canelo fight, showed no ambition of wanting to win. Just didn't want to be there. And then Daniel Jacobs retired him in his corner as well. And plus, at the age of 35, he lost to a retired MMA fighter, not even a boxer, in Anderson's Silva, my guys, my people. Anderson Silva, who was 46 years old at the time. 46 years old, my guys, my people. And he beat Chavez Jr. Anderson Silva, who Jake Paul beat. Now, with all that coupled up, there's no way you was gonna convince me that Chavez Jr. was gonna beat Jake Paul. No way. I mean, the writing was on the wall. The fight was so bad against Jake Paul, it looked like it was fixed. It looked like it was fixed because Chavez was not throwing anything back at all. Threw one punch in at the 5th round and to the body, and that was it. Since then, didn't throw anything until I think the 8th and the 9th round. He really started to put some work in after that. I gave him the 9th and the 10th and final round. That was it. After that, I mean, before that, it was all Jake Paul, who has great rhythm to his work. The jab was working really well. Combination punching, good. Showing great tempo, good punching technique. Yeah, he was working and the volume was there. He was consistent with his output. And like I said, it looks like it was fixed to me. Because how the hell could Chavez not keep up? All of a sudden, he starts fighting how he's supposed to fight in the 8th and 9th round, 10th round, so to say. You know, so I don't know. He lost that. He got totally dominated. For real. And so, just off of that win, there, my guys, the WBA now want to rank Jake Paul in their top 15. And you know what that means? That would entitle Jake Paul to a title shot at Zurdo, as he wishes, my guys, my people, or whoever else he wishes to fight. Maybe Badu Jack. Maybe Badu Jack, my guys, my people. And you know what? Like I said, him and Zurdo already had their face off. I've said that already. So we're not really safe under the sanctioning bodies. They would, I mean, cross the line on their own rules anytime they want. Any of the sanctioning bodies, not just the WBA, my guys, my people. But the fact that the WBA have decided to put him in the top 15 of their rankings of the Chavez fight is crazy. They are looking for money, my guys. And Jake Paul is worth the money, my guys, my people. Well, anyway, with that said, that's all I have for you on this one. Before you leave, do like, do share, subscribe, of course. Drop your comments below, my guys, my people. And as always, stay super blessed, my guys, my people. Peace, my people.